Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Jello, the casual card gamer, and today I'm doing something a little different. As you guys know, I do live streams every other 2 weeks, and generally I just do drawings of random Yu-Gi-Oh monsters that I like. But recently I got a request from a viewer to post a time lapse of the drawings, so that's sort of what I'm doing right now. This is actually more of a personal project. JC Theater YGO, good friend of mine, and of course my co-host on In the Yu-Gi-Oh, also recommended that I try doing time lapse videos, and he also said that his girlfriend asked if I could do a Guardian playmat or Guardian drawing for her mousepad, to my understanding, and I said sure, why not. And all that stemmed from me showing JC the Impa playmat from Age of Calamity that I was working on, because as much as I hate to admit it, I am simping for Impa. So this is it. I figured I'd just go over the process and all the thought processes and everything, and choices for the drawing. So the way that I started this, I should have probably done this first, was doing I was trying to experiment sort of with the way that I began this sketch. Normally I do like going in with pencil and just making very, very, very rough sketches of how I want the subject that I'm drawing to look like, but this time around I figured I would try doing a technique where you draw without using lines, and it actually, I think, turned out really, really well. I've never done it before, so this was actually the first time I'd ever done it, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, although I was sort of scratching my head a little bit, a lot, when I was doing it. This one took me about an hour and 30 minutes, so the process itself really did save me a lot of time, and it was a very, very fun process to learn. I really do want to get into starting out with shapes more than lines, because lines are very, very difficult for me to get around. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, but yeah. Anyway, after I finished the base color outline of the Guardian, I started going into the shades and the different textures that the Guardian's body had, and a lot of it was really just experimentation. I did have a reference photo of a Guardian beside me on another monitor, so that's why you never see it here, but the request was to make the Guardian, just have a Guardian at nighttime. So I figured, why not have it in a resting position, and of course it wouldn't be very tranquil and relaxing at night if it was a malice infested Guardian, so I went with the original regular blue lines for this. So I did forego a lot of the details on the body. As you guys can see, I don't have a lot of the textures that a Guardian generally does have when you look at them in Breath of the Wild or Age of Calamity, but I figured that if this is set in the evening, then it'll probably be nicer to just have it feel as if you're trying to look at it, and you can't really see all the details in the body, because of course it's nighttime and it's dark, and the only lights that are coming from anywhere are the moon, the stars, and the Guardian's glowing body parts. So that was the thought process behind the style of the Guardian. I am very particular when it comes to when it comes to grading of colors. I'm not particularly good at it, which is why you see me undoing a lot of the stuff, but I really do enjoy this kind of work, especially when playing around with lights and stuff. So yeah, that was really fun. And this is actually one of the first times that I've drawn something that wasn't humanoid. I generally have a very hard time in drawing anything that normally doesn't stand on two legs, have two arms, and has a regular sized head. So this was a really different challenge for me, but I feel pretty accomplished with how far I got. So the reason why the energy, the Sheikah technology lines are the rough way that they are is because if you look at Guardians in the game, these lights are kind of pulsing and of course running through the Guardian, so I made the lines very jagged, very flowing light to try and give that effect. And I think it turned out pretty well, even though I was having such a hard time getting to there. And yeah, so going into the background, I am generally very bad at doing backgrounds, and you can see me playing around with the gradients here, which is actually really good because I had just learned how to use that gradient thing, so it feels really good. So I went over with an extra layer, made the Guardian a little darker because it looked a little too bright against the background. So that was that. You'll see me do that quite a few times with this, and you'll see me write an SOS message here. It is very hard. And I think I do it one more time. So, yeah. Anyway, JC's girlfriend, if you guys are watching this, I'm really thankful that you guys asked me to do this. This was just really hard. Anyway, getting back into the time lapse, I start getting rid of the lighter lines from the original body blocks that I did for the Guardian. Thankfully, I still did have the overlay of that translucent black, so it still gave a feeling of like a shadowy feeling. And then here I start trying to put in trees because of course I don't want the Guardian to just, be in front of a plain background. So I played around with some trees a lot, and I honestly did not like it in the beginning, so I tried to add some highlights to make it look like the moon was shining some light on the trees, and then I just gave up on it, and then I went in with some more shades just to add some more contrast to the whole thing. And yeah, that's at 100 opacity, so that drops a little bit, and then I think I do it one more time. No, I don't do it one more time. Anyway, so getting back to the background, I tried some clouds. I suck drawing clouds, and normally I just use my oil brush to do any kind of background work, but I figured I'd try and be creative for once and try some of the other plugins that I downloaded but never tried before, but that didn't work. I went back to the trees for a little bit, and I still didn't like it because it looked really weird, so I figured I'd just leave the trees as is, and there we go. Okay, so Guardian felt like the lights weren't radiating enough, so I put some white outlines and then dimmed it, and then tried playing around with the type of layer it was. I went from overlay to a lighten, and just tried different stuff, and I also changed the color of it to a very bright blue. So here I figured that I was actually looking on a second screen trying to figure out what I could do, and I just typed in Breath of the Wild nighttime, and I literally got pictures of Rito Village at nighttime and stuff like that. So the first thing that popped into my mind were the dueling peaks, and everything apparently has mist. So I put some mist. I tried mist behind the trees. That didn't work. It looked really bad. I went back, doubled up on the mist on the mountains, and just blurred them a bit, blended them a bit, just to get rid of some of the brush strokes. And yeah. And then here I added some clouds. As you can see, I didn't pay attention to it the first time, so I think oh no, it just skipped, so I went back. I tried adding some hatch marks. It didn't work. And then I figured I'd add grass. I almost forgot to add grass. This thing's just sitting in fields, so I figured I'd just add some grass, put some white blades of grass just to show some extra detail, and I put some on the trees in the back. And I also, I'm not sure if this is, yes, so I also added a little fire, a little bonfire here. I figured I'd add just add a tiny bit of detail here. So I put a fire, added a glow to it on another layer, dropped the opacity, and then drew a tiny little link sitting there. So yeah, if you guys see that, yeah, that's Link. So here I noticed that the outlines were really, really ugly. So I took a soft edge eraser and dimmed it down a bit, and yeah, that was that whole process. It looks really, really rough, but I mean, that's the whole kind of point. Like, even looking in Breath of the Wild, everything looks like it's made of pastel. So yeah, I dimmed those and then added some more blades of grass for some depth, and then yeah, I think, oh no, I'm not done yet. So I was cross-referencing with the bodies of Guardians in the game, and I figured I'd just add a little more detail. Some of them have spirals, some of them just have like these outlines. I figured I'd go for spirals since that's a little more dynamic. It adds a little more depth to the body, and I tried adding some I tried adding some shades, and I also noticed that the legs on the Guardians are a little more segmented, so I just did that, and then you'll see me make a very, very bad decision here and then not do anything about it until I finish doing it. So yeah, there's that. I figured I'd try and add a little more depth, and I didn't like it, so I hit Control Z all the way back, a little too far back, and then had to do the legs again, and it was a little frustrating, but it wasn't too big of a deal. Just added some more shading, and yeah, that is it. As always, guys, thank you for dropping by. If you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments and suggestions for future and current content down below. As always, I will do my best to get to everything, and as of course, thank you to JC and JC's girlfriend for the challenge. I really had fun, even though there were a couple of times where I wanted to pull my hair up, but that was more due to my lack of familiarity with the subject. So anyway, catch you guys next time. This is Jello, the Casual Card Gamer. Take care.